Hey everyone, it's Dee from CatalystEnergies. Thanks for joining me. I'm so grateful that you're here. It's December 18th, 2019, and this is the Daily Catalyst. We have some interesting transits happening today that I want to share with you. First, we have our sun in the late degrees of Sagittarius. And in fact, today the sun is at the galactic center, 26 degrees, 27 degrees. This is the same point where Jupiter had conjuncted with Venus during the last full moon, the previous moon cycle, and expanded us through this portal of our galactic mission. So the Sabian symbol for this degree of Sagittarius is a sculptor, and it's the idea of putting what we have created, what we have transmuted into some sort of physical form, into an immortalized form, which makes sense because Capricorn is then the next sign after Sagittarius. So through Sagittarius, we've been getting insight and clarity about the big picture, about the ultimate truth, about our belief structures and our dogma in some ways. It is about truth. It is about religion. Sagittarius is all about it's the archer always aiming towards the sky, always going for the expansive experience. And so at the galactic center is an opportunity, is this moment where we take that transmutation, take the alchemy that we've been using and actually turn it into something physical. So the sun here today is really giving us clarity about what that is for us. And it would be worth it to take a look back at what had come up when Jupiter and Venus had conjuncted over this point in the last moon cycle, because the sun here is really going to shine down and illuminate what that was for us. Now we also have our moon holding strong in Virgo. She's moving through this space of analysis and detail orientation and putting things in their place, and very, very meticulous about how we feel, what our intuition is saying. We're not just taking things at face value with the moon in Virgo. We're being very clear with ourselves, and we are making sure that everything fits in the right spot before we come to any conclusions about anything. When we're talking about the moon and the sun today, specifically, we're also going to have, as the moon moves through the later degrees of Virgo, we're going to have the third quarter square of the moon. So the moon and the sun are coming to a square aspect with each other. And when you're talking about the third quarter, it means as the moon's energy is waning, as we're moving towards the new moon, as the light of the moon is diminishing, this square is a readjustment. It is a crisis in consciousness and is an opportunity for reorientation. So this moon cycle that we've had so far, that has been through Gemini, the realm of the mind, the realm of the thoughts, what our knowledge is, moving through Cancer, where we have needed to take care of ourselves emotionally, where our vulnerability needs to be held in some way, moving through Leo, where we are wanting to take center stage within ourselves, our inner child, wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard, wanting to be acknowledged. And then we have come through into Virgo, and we're taking all that information and going within and really making sure that it makes sense to us. And so when we have this quarter square to the sun on the galactic center, no less, there is a real opportunity to reorient ourselves to what this galactic mission really means, because we've learned a lot since the full moon. I think it's only been a couple days, but wow, it feels like a lifetime as far as I can tell. And so this opportunity with Virgo, the Virgo moon, to reorient ourselves to the galactic mission now that the sun is here is very strong. It's very much supported as well with strong trines to this energy in Capricorn, a very harmonious balance here. Also with a sextile to Mars and Scorpio. You know, Virgo is about going within, and it's about all the activity that's happening under the surface, away from the light. It is an opportunity to understand what is actually going on without all of the influence from above. And so Mars has been in Scorpio now for a while, really diving deep into those realms that we might otherwise not want to go, digging up the crap, so to speak. And so there is a harmonious balance here between the moon in that place of detail analysis and where Mars has been working diligently to really dredge up the shit, so to speak. And so there could be a real activation here as well, a willingness to not be afraid and to have kind of a warrior spirit about what we're digging up, and to apply that to all of the information that we are in fact analyzing about ourselves. Now here's the nice trine to Capricorn and Saturn, and then into Venus eventually in Capricorn from Virgo. And so this analysis that we're coming to within ourselves, that we're like computers, you know, the data is getting run through, and right now we're like crunching the numbers, so to speak. And it is very much balanced with all of this Capricorn energy, Saturn and Pluto especially, you know, breaking down the structures and transforming it, and Saturn at the same time also being very responsible about that. And so if we're really paying attention and we're doing the work right now, and we're willing to go within as opposed to taking all of this influence from the outside, especially with the sun in Sagittarius, that is a lot of influence from the top down, so to speak. And it can be great. And especially in the Galactic Center, there can be a lot of clarity and insight. But at the same time, I think that there is a lot more support here for, especially with the square, the moon squaring this point. There's tension here. There's way more support for being willing to look within, being willing to look into the dark spaces, to not be afraid, and be willing to trust ourselves and our own intuition when it comes to what we're building and what we are showing up for. Now, the moon is also going to be opposed to Neptune in Pisces today. Virgo and Pisces are the polarity points of each other. And Neptune, with Virgo, it's about putting, when you have a formula, you're making a calculation, for instance. When you have a formula, everything needs to be in its proper place in order for the calculation to work. You can't just like put things in different places and expect to get the same result. It's very much about the order things are put in. In Neptune and Pisces, there is no calculation. There is no formula. There are no numbers. There is just source. It is just going back to source. And so we're really pulled inward to figure this out and to put the numbers into the formula and do the calculations. But at the same time, this is such a strong, with Neptune in its home sign, such a strong energy to keep pulling us back to the dream, keep pulling us back into source, keep pulling us back into where everything is one. And that is very tempting to do, and not necessarily a bad thing, but it's all about balancing the polarities when you have an opposition. You don't want to get caught in one side or the other too much. And that is something that is going to play out today as well. So that is your catalyst for today, December 18th, 2019. A lot of real good support for going into our intuition, being meticulous about it, and not being afraid to go into those dark spaces in order to get some clarity and make the most out of this sun at the Galactic Center. So thank you so much for joining me. All the information in the description box can lead you to me or any of my services. I'm offering astrological consultations, readings, and Reiki treatments as well. So I really appreciate you being here. Thanks for being on the journey with me, and I will see you on the next video.